Sorry?
Great. All right.
Yep, I will do.
Can you get him to do that? So he's ready or something?
I'll do that. Yeah, easy.
So we'll go through to doing the photo.
And flash! Look down, guys, to Warwick, quickly. Run for it, Warwick. Follow them if you can.
It's a really sort of difficult question, the thing of, you know, am I honouring the deeds of fallen soldiers? I'm not really interested in making a film about how awful war was or about the amazing sacrifice that Australian soldiers made. I don't want it to be a work of patriotism or jingoism or nationalism for that matter. Having said that, I have enormous respect for what they did, and I think the first thing anyone does when they read the story and hopefully when they watch the film is say to themselves, particularly if they're a guy, could I have done that?
Sir, this way!
Good stories go anywhere. I mean, there's a good love story, clearly. It's a good adventure story. It's a story about, you know, like a submarine story, but it's a story underground, a story of intrigue, and it's a story of, you can't see it without thinking, how the bloody hell would have I gone? How would I have been in this? And you can't hear the story. So it's, I think it's got all the elements for, it's not an Australian story. We love it because it involved Australian miners, but I think a good story is international, isn't it?
So he says to the poor officer, I'll cover you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're meant to go now, is what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
And Wolverine goes, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, and that's Potty that says that, right?
I've never heard of the fact that, you know, there were this underground war going on beneath no man's land. And the war that was taking place underground was a war fought between miners from both sides. And all of these men, both the German side and the Australian side, had very little military training. They'd been given 2 weeks training, and they'd been sent to the bloodiest battlefields in history.
As far as the Germans, we're looking at them just the same as we're looking at the Australians and the British. We want to make sure that we get the units right, where they operated. So by the end, not only are we doing costume, by the end we can tell you which units were there, or as close as we can to making sure that they're the units that we look at. So we've got 2 Bavarian mining regiments showing up, and we've also got a Saxon infantry regiment in the trenches.
Das muss ein Angriff sein.
Angriff.
Angriff.
Angriff sein.
Angriff sein.
You nearly got it. Irgendwas ist da los.
Irgendwas ist da los.
Da
draußen sind Tausende von Soldaten. Tausende von Soldaten.
There he is, boys. You on him, Andre? For you. Show me how you do the action there, mate. You lean forward. Yep, just show me your action. And hold there.
And then really take your time. Bang.
Stand by. Here we go. There'll be no gunfire, but Jeremy will be saying the appropriate language for the fire. Here we go. And. Turn over. Rolling! Still give a background action, Jeremy.
Yep. Now, can you just say to me the questions that you ask him in German slowly, because I do know what it is if I hear it slowly.
Yeah.
Once you stand up, you say, slowly. Yeah, so wait till he looks to you again and say, yes, I can.
Finden Sie heraus, was da unten los ist.
I can do that too, yeah. And they're all just little, just tiny little heads, but all those questions, and he wants to know, can you do it? I think I can do it. Yes, you know I can do it. Great, then do it.
Direkt unter dem Hügel 60. Die sind unter uns. Sind Sie nach Babi? Können wir einen Schacht durch den Schwemmsand graben? Finden Sie heraus, was da unten los ist.
Action!
Because he's an actor, he knows how to relate to you, and he knows what you need to know and what you don't need to know, and you know, he just whispers little things in your ear, and they're always gems. So yeah, he's wonderful in that way. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and you got to be a little tough to work with him too, because he's pretty brutal. So you can't kind of be too sensitive to work with him. But if you toughen up and take a few things with a pinch of salt, you'll have a pretty amazing time. You know, he's great.
Oh, don't! Be crucial for me with this. You're the last one when you go. Everyone's really slippery to get out. They're just being, mostly you just want to be quiet like everybody else does. And then as they start to move down, just a little, yeah, I don't know, subtlety in your vocabulary? Let's give it a go. Stand by. We've got 40 days. Most of them are 6-day weeks. Everybody here is just working so hard with such diligence and such commitment to a project that on paper kind of sounds like it's it's at the higher end of the budget scale of Australian films, but to make a war movie on the budget that we have is really just it's a force of will and of effort and of love of everybody here just to get
set up the box here for Alex. And I'd help him as soon as.
Boom! Go, Alex. Boom! Small bomb. Big bomb. Big bomb. Boom! Get up!
Jamie, how far is safe back for?
Big bomb! These ends are all right. It's the middle guys. That's better. Much better. And action.